Hi guys, welcome to Winning Easy. My name is Wade. My partner in crime, Dan's not with us this week, but he's already put his tips up on our Facebook page. So make sure you check in there and look for some winners, and hopefully between the both of us we'll get plenty of winners on Saturdays. We're previewing the Tatts Tiara Day at Eagle Farm, the last Group 1 of the year of the racing calendar season, and it's a great race for the fillies and mares. The last few weeks have been good for Winning Easy. I had a very good day last week. We had some big prize winners, including the best roughie of the day, Allison, at $31, which was a very big result. And the week before, as I mentioned last week, Dan was absolutely on fire on Stradbroke Day. So it's been a great couple of weeks for Winning Easy. That's what we do this show for, to provide winners and give you an insight of our thoughts, not on just tips, on topics as well, and I hope we're doing that. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone for all their support and getting the word out there about us. So we'll get straight into it. We've got 10 races tomorrow at Eagle Farm, and the first is the 2-year-old fillies race, and I'm going number 13, Snowfields, from the Chrissy Munt stable, former great jockey Chrissy, now having a successful career as a trainer. This was a really good run the other week on Stradbroke Day. Now, just a quick mention now, the Stradbroke Day, the track played very weird. It was the first meeting back from 2 years to Eagle Farm. The first few races, it looked very inside, and it looked so much better, but then it really chopped up quick, and then they started swooping. So, the form, I think, from that day is going to be very hard to read, and we might be able to get a better guide of it tomorrow. There wasn't a lot of horses backing up last week at Ipswich Cup Day, so we'll get a true, I think, indication of the form from Stradbroke Day and how much to read into it after tomorrow. But I'm going number 9, Snowfield. It was 101 the other week on that race. It should have been 101, but we're in a good midfield race. This is a lot easier grade. It's got barrier 3, Zach Purden on. I think it's a big chance here to beat numbers 4, Reward for Riches, unbeaten from 2 starts. It's a stablemate here, so Chrissy Munt I'm tipping for Cronulla. Number 2, Rare Occurrence, and number 7, She's Fast, drawn wide, is a bit of an issue, but I think Chrissy will get the first winner. 13 beat 4, 2 and 7. Race 2 is a Class 6 out of the 1400. It's a plate race, and I just kept looking through this race, and I had to go back to number 2, Chariot of Gold. Now, his last start was pretty plain. He ran last, but that was a fair while ago now, so he's had a bit of a freshen up since then. Before that, he was running really consistent. He's a good Saturday class horse. He's around the $20 at the moment, and Liam Birchley's got his horses firing right at the right time at the back end of this carnival. So I reckon, with the 3 kilo claim for Sand and Fork, I reckon he's really worth an each way bet here. Number 2, Chariot of Gold. To beat number 5, Punta Norte, won first up very well for Robbie Heathcote stable. Always had ability to source, and should be hard to beat again. And to beat number 14, Breton, and number 10, Spur Le Jeu, for 4th. So we're going 2, 5, 14, 10 there in the second. Race 3 is the Spear Chief Handicap. This is one of the races that got transferred from the Oaks Day meeting that was washed out to the Tatts Tiara meeting, so it's good to see. But being that case, we've only got a small field, and I have to go number 8, Glendara, down the bottom. The 5-year-old gelding. He's a really consistent horse. Honestly, just a really consistent horse, and I'm not worried that he's sort of a bit up in grade here on paper. I think he's running well. Back at Eagle Farm, the mile barrier 1, I think he's worth a better $17 each way for sure. I think that's silly odds. To beat number 6, Beckham, who's on the quick backup from this running a great race in the eyeliner last week. Numbers 2, Emma Baisha, and number 1, Hofgarden. Now, I know Dan's very keen on Hofgarden again, I think, and he was very keen on his Stradbroke Day, but I think he just got all the favours last start. I think it was some hard luck stories behind it, and I just wonder about the form we're getting out of that race. And also, that being an earlier race at Eagle Farm, the track was playing sort of leaderish on the inside, So that'll be one of the first tests of how that form holds up. It's not very strong racing. He's a good horse, but I'll just have to take him on there at the odds. So number 8, Glendale, looking for value, which you know that we're on here on Win Easy. We love doing, and that's one thing I especially love doing, trying to find value. That's what punting's about. Race 4 is an 1830 metre race, and I found one here at nice odds that I'm going to give a chance. And his form looks average. He's 2 runs here, and we're talking about number 11, Toronado. Last day he was pretty plain. I would have liked to see him hit the line better, but I think he's crying out for the step up in distance, and up to 400 metres here to 1800. I think is a big thing. His first up run wasn't too bad in Group 3 in the BRC sprint behind Religified. You get back last campaign, Brucey Hill had the thought of taking this horse down and running into Epsom now and getting beat 3.5 lengths from Winks. So, you know, I think he is definitely worth a bet, because I think this is a very, very hard race on paper here. So I'm going to take a chance here, number 11, Toronado. And I think a key booking of James Orman. This kid is a star. Horses just run for this guy. He's tall, and let's hope he can keep his weight intact. But this guy is a star of the future. He already is now. And I think he can sometimes, I've seen him a lot lately, jump on horses and just improve it. And we saw my tip last week in his stride win. We've been tipping all the way along this campaign saying he will win the race at big odds. Orman gets on, wins $26. I think he can do the same here with Toronado. To beat number 10, Telepathic, she's the best mare and probably the best horse in the race, and she's beautifully weighted here on the limit under the quality handicap conditions. Number 4 for third, Feltra. Well, this is a horse that's got plenty of ability, and he's only had the one start over the 1800. He got beat in the Stayers Cup by a nose on Magic Moon's Day. Still think Ryan costed the win, but that's in the past now. So I think he's crying out for the 1800 too. And number 1, Pajero from the Snowden stable with Shin on board. He's a class horse in the race with 58, but I don't think he can get a couple of these 3.5 kilos and beat him. So we're going 11, 10, 4, 1 there in the 4th. Race 5 is another good little race. It's a 3-hour race over the 1200. And my first best bet of the day comes up here, number 10, Tarzan. I really think this horse is ready to win. It's got the blinkers on tomorrow. He's had the 2 runs back from the spell, and I just think he'll go for big positive, and I think he'll take some running down. You know, maybe the last 50 to 100 metres might be the issue, but I actually think he's looking for the 1200 and be ridden positive, and I think the blinkers will make that. So I'm pretty confident here that number 10, Tarzan, will go almighty close, and I think he's one of my best bets of the day. To beat number 7, Miri from the McMahon stable. This is a nice filly. Don't worry about her first run. She might have looked a bit average. But you know, she had a few excuses. She lost a plate in running. She's only had the one start, second up for 1 win. She'll bounce back big time here. To beat number 6, Band of Spice. And number 2, Hardline from Lean Birchley stable again. So Tarzan, one of my best bets of the day there, race 5. Race 6 is one of the main features of the day. It's Tattlesall's Cup. It's a shame it's only a small field of 8 runners. Hard race. You got the same couple, obviously coming out of the Brisbane Cup. Pardon me. And we got a couple of nice progressive horses down the bottom from the Hawk stable. But I'm going with number 3, Index Licked. The reason I'm going him is I thought it was a very negative ride from Huey last start on him in the Brisbane Cup, and I thought his run was a really, really good run, and I thought he deserves to be on top here for sure. Yeah, just forget the Brisbane Cup run. I think he'll win tomorrow. To beat number 4, Malice, who this is another horse like Indy Stride we've been saying will win a race this prep. This is probably nearly the last run of the prep, so you know, tomorrow might be the day, but I just think at the 2200 I have to go index linked over him. To beat number 2, Benzini, who won the Brisbane Cup very, very well, was dominant. We had a bet again. And Janu, I can't see turning the tables. I was on him in the Brisbane Cup at nice each way odds, and it was a good positive ride from Shinny. He got going. The pace was very slow up front, and he got going. And then there was a good ride on Benzini as well, where Huey just sat back on index linked, and I think he half missed the boat a bit. I don't think in a small field he would be out that far back, and I think he'd be too good for him index linked. And I think probably maybe back to the 2200 as well, extra 200 metres might even help him as well. Alright, race 7 is the Winter Garden Stakes. It's a 2-year-old 1400. It's a listed race, so got the 2-year-old race at the start of the day, and I got this. So this is obviously a better quality race, and I'm really keen here on number 9, Sugar Palmer. From the Peter Oval Stadium. Peter's another ex-jockey, if you're not sure, and he's doing a great job training in his own right. He obviously had 9th Legion win the Eyeliner last week, and he had a Lopian win the Silk Stocking early in the Winter Carnival. Obviously, he's Sejin Ho Stud's main trainer, and there's been great supporters of Peter. And I'm tipping him to get the Quinella here, actually. So like Muncie in the first, I'm tipping an ex-jockey to get the Quinella late in the day, and that's number 9, Sugar Palmer, as I said. Her 2 runs have been, or 3 runs of the campaign have been sensational. She's crying out for the 1400. Drawn 12, I think will be good by that time of the day. I think they'll probably be swooping again. And my man Jimmy Orman he'll just win this Sugar Palmer. It's the second best bet of the day. To beat temporarily, really nice, nice and fit. Running some hard races. So this is definitely dropping grade in my opinion. Be hard to beat as well. Number 1, Charlie River, running second in the JJ Atkins Group 1 last start 2 weeks ago. Group 1 form is always good. Always had ability to deliver at massive odds that day. And I think he has to hold that form, being Group 1 place, to be very hard to beat here. And number 15, down the bottom, I've got a massive roughie here to throw in. Love Battles. Nice and consistent horse, barrier 6. And once again, might be a bit more positive with this, and the 1400 is no issues with this. So I'm putting that as one that must include in your first 4s and trifectas. So Sugar Palmer, my second best bet of the day. The feature of the day is the Group 1 Tattlesall's Tiara for the fillies and mares. Great race. It's a great Group 1 for fillies and mares when they put this on. And when they got elevated Group 1, I had no problem with this one getting elevated. It's for the mares really, who pretty much trying to get that final Group 1 chance before they go to start all of them, usually in a couple of months' time, and start their new careers as a broodmare. And I think in this case, that's the way I'm tipping here with one, and that's number 9, Scarlet Billows from the Darren Weir stable. I just think this has got some sense of timing here. He ran a great race last week on 59 around a track that really didn't suit it. It's going to be absolutely storming home on Saturday, I believe. I just honestly think this is just a sense of time from DK Weir. We know how a master he is of it, and I just think he will get this horse peaking. I was a bit worried because I thought a Doom 10,000 run before was very average, and I was worried about how the mental side of it, if she had lost her zest for racing, but I think it was just maybe one of those runs where we forget it, move on, and I think this has been the goal all along. So we got number 9, Scarlet Billows, around $21. To beat number 3, Precious Gem, she's a Group 1 winner 2 runs ago in the Sangster, ran a great race in the Stradbroke. This will be her last run before going as a broodmare. Number 4, Cradle Me, same case. I'm pretty sure this will be her last run. She's just in great form, this mare. Mare's in form, I was saying. They hold it. And number 1, Ascadelia. Well, she's the best horse in the race on form, but to be honest, I thought her Stradbroke run was only average. I know they're blaming the inside track on that, but Precious Gem beat her home, and on that run I couldn't see her being. I don't know how many times she's already peaked so far this prep. She started early in February down at Melbourne. She then went to Sydney, ran a great race in the Doncaster, won the Queen of the Turf, and then she's come to Brisbane. They're not machines, and I just have to take her on, and I think $2.40 is absolutely ridiculous odds. I can't believe she's that short. Yeah, that is just suicide in my opinion. $2.40, no way in the world. So Scarlet Billows is my best roughie of the day, and let's hope we can keep her on that roll going, as we obviously had Alice Kane win last week at Ipswich at $31. Race 9 is the Healy Stakes, a time-honoured race, and I'm going number 2 into the red. This is one of the hardest races of the day for me. I just had to go with, I thought it was a really good win, obviously first up after a bit of a layoff. Then second up, it was a good run. Had a big weight with 59, drops down to 56 here, draw in the middle of the field. It's a quality horse. I just have to go into the red here. Don't have a lot of confidence about the race. To be number 11, Mogador, barrier 1, we're on him last day as the best bet of the day. One more stride, he wins. I think I'll suit him again as well, but like I said, it depends on how the track's playing. So you're really going to have to watch how the track plays and if it really changes suddenly like it did on Stradbroke Day. To beat number 12, Hotel Drive. This is a nice horse. Yeah, I really think this is a nice progressive horse. He's got a good little winning record. He's obviously a massive jump up in grade, but I believe they'll be positive. Tegan will be positive and riding more forward, and I just reckon that he might give some cheek here at a nice $21. So I think he's a really good each way chance here. And number 1, that's a good idea. This is a really good horse. Just love to own this horse. And one last start with 62 on his back, so the 59.5 won't be an issue, and he's a class horse in the race. But I'm just going into the red here, but so not with a lot of confidence that race, I must admit. The last race of the day is a Daybreak Lover. It's one of the other races from Oaks Day got transferred, and so the 1400 for the 3-year-olds, and I'm going to stick with number 9, Sold for Song. As you know, I've been a big fan of this filly, and her last run in the Queensland Guineas once again was sensational. I really hope she can win a race this prep because she just thoroughly deserves it. And once again, my man Jimmy on, so I'm tipping Jimmy to have a big day. Being a smaller field, I just think she'll be too strong. If she's held a condition in that, I think she'll be too strong for these. To beat number 1, Turista, who won the Queensland Guineas last time. Yeah, really nice win, nice filly from the Chris Wallace stable. But once again, I think it's ridiculous odds around the even money. So you can get a bit better than even money. But barrier 1 by that time of the day, I don't want to be on it for sure. I'll take the chance that Sold for Song can turn the tables on her. To beat number 3, Perfect Dare, who comes out of the Queensland Guineas. Now, I really thought this run last time was really good because he's up in the pace and they're all swooping by the time the Queensland Guineas had come around. So I thought his run looked really good on paper. In a way, I was almost, it's hard. I think these first 3 clearly stand out. And he's going to be a big winning chance too. And number 10, Indara, who comes out of the Queensland Guineas last start and obviously dropped out a bit, but I don't think he deserves to be as big as this. And I really think that back to the 1400, barrier 9, if they ride a bit more colder, I think this can run a really good race here at nice odds. So, but number 9 for me, Sold for Song to get an overdue win this prep. So recapping for me, best race of the day, Scarlet Billows in the Group 1, Tatts Tiara, and my 2 best bets of the day are race 5, number 10, Tarzan, and race 7, number 9, Sugar Palmer are my 2 best bets of the day. So that's the preview for Tatts Tiara Day Eagle Farm. If you're up there in Brizzy or whatever, get out there and support Group 1 racing, the final Group 1 of the racing season, and another chance to see Eagle Farm track, which is going to be a great asset in the future once it fits in that here up in Queensland. Today we had Billy Slater announced as the Racing Queensland ambassador, so big fan of Billy, big fan of the Maroons, winning another series the other night, so I'm still on a high after that, and hopefully we can get racing in Queensland going again. So Billy, I'm sure, will get people to the tracks for sure. Who doesn't like Billy? So that's it, guys. Don't forget to check Dan's tips you put up on Facebook, and yeah, hopefully between us we can win you plenty of money again this weekend. Cheers, guys. We'll be back next week for our show. It's Clan Cup Day next week. One of my favourite meetings of the Queen and Winter Carnival. Thanks, guys. All the best.